The rain-slicked streets of Seattle gleamed under the sodium lamps as Chloe slammed her apartment door shut, the echo bouncing off the empty hallway like a gunshot. "I'm done," she muttered, her voice cracking, tears mixing with the drizzle on her cheeks. It was the night her world shattered, again. Her ex, Sarah, had packed up and left without a word, leaving only a note on the kitchen counter: "I can't do this anymore." Chloe crumpled it in her fist, the paper's sharp edges digging into her palm, a small pain amid the avalanche inside her chest. She sank onto the worn leather couch, the faint scent of Sarah's vanilla perfume still lingering in the cushions, twisting her gut. The city lights flickered through the window, mocking her solitude. At 35, Chloe had built walls around her heart, brick by brick. After years of hiding her truth in a small-town upbringing back in Ohio, now a high school English teacher in this rainy Pacific Northwest haven, she poured her soul into lesson plans and grading papers. Anything to avoid the ache of vulnerability. Love? It was a door she'd nailed shut long ago. But fate has a way of prying things open. The next morning, Chloe dragged herself to the local coffee shop, the one with the mismatched mugs and the hum of espresso machines that drowned out her thoughts. The air was thick with the aroma of fresh grounds and cinnamon rolls, a comforting assault on her senses. She ordered her usual black coffee, her fingers trembling slightly as she handed over her card. That's when Bella appeared, like a burst of sunlight cutting through the fog. She was behind the counter. Though not a barista, no. Bella was there photographing the place for a freelance gig, her camera clicking away at the steam rising from the brews. 32 years old. With that effortless West Coast vibe, born and raised in California before moving north for the art scene, Bella had long, wavy blonde hair tied back messily, her green eyes sparkling with curiosity. She wore a faded denim jacket over a graphic tee, her profession etched in the way she framed the world through her lens. Their eyes met over the counter, and Bella smiled, a genuine, lopsided grin that made Chloe's breath hitch. "Rough night?" Bella asked, her voice warm like honey, handing over the coffee with a napkin sketched with a quick doodle, a tiny door ajar. Chloe blinked, caught off guard. "How'd you know?" "Your eyes," Bella replied softly, leaning in. "They tell stories." "I'm Bella, by the way. Photographer. I capture moments people try to hide." The words hung in the air. Electric. Chloe felt a pull, something unfamiliar stirring in her chest. She nodded, forcing a weak smile. "Chloe. Teacher. And yeah, stories I'd rather not relive." What started as a chance encounter bloomed into stolen conversations. Bella texted her later that day, got her number from the shop's loyalty app. "Cheeky as ever. Coffee tomorrow? My treat. Let's open some doors." Chloe stared at the message, her thumb hovering over delete. But she typed back, "Okay." Their first real meetup was at Pike Place Market, the bustling heart of Seattle where vendors hawked fresh fish and flowers, the salty sea air mingling with the tang of street food. Bella led her through the crowds, her hand brushing Chloe's accidentally, or was it? They laughed over clam chowder, the steam warming their faces, and Bella shared her own scars, a string of flings that never stuck. The fear of committing in a world that still judged women like them. "I grew up in LA, where everyone's performing," Bella said, her voice dropping. "But I want real, raw." Chloe opened up, haltingly at first. The way her conservative family back home had whispered about those kinds of girls. How she'd moved west to breathe freer, only to lock herself away after Sarah. "I thought I was protecting myself," she confessed, her voice barely above the market's din. A seagull cried overhead, punctuating the moment. As weeks turned to months, tension built like storm clouds over Puget Sound. They walked along the waterfront, the ferry horns blaring in the distance, the chill wind whipping their scarves. Bella's touches grew bolder, a hand on the small of Chloe's back, fingers intertwining during quiet moments in her studio apartment, surrounded by prints of misty forests and urban grit. One evening, as rain pattered against the window like impatient fingers, Bella leaned in close, her breath warm on Chloe's ear. "What are you so afraid of?" Chloe pulled back, heart pounding. "Everything. What if it breaks me again?" The mouthwan peaked on a crisp autumn afternoon in Discovery Park, the leaves crunching underfoot like brittle memories. They hiked the trails, the earthy scent of pine filling the air, waves crashing faintly below. Bella stopped at a viewpoint, the Olympic Mountains hazy in the distance. "Chloe. I see you. All of you." And I want this, us. Chloe froze. The wind tugging at her jacket. Tears welled up. Hot and unbidden. I can't. I've kept that door closed for a reason. She turned away. The silence heavy, broken only by her ragged breaths. But Bella didn't push. Instead, she reached out her hand. Palm up. Steady. Then let me help you open it. Just a crack. For me? Time seemed to stretch. The world narrowing to that simple gesture. Chloe's mind raced, flashes of Sarah's note. Her family's disapproval. The loneliness that had become her shadow. Yet here was Bella. Patient. Real. Her eyes pleading without words. A soft sigh escaped Chloe's lips. Carrying years of guarded pain. She took Bella's hand. The touch was electric. Warm skin against warm skin. Fingers lacing together like puzzle pieces long separated. Chloe felt the walls crumble. Not with a crash. But a gentle release. They stood there. Hands clasped. As the sun dipped lower. Painting the sky in oranges and pinks. From that day, their love unfolded like a well-worn novel. Chloe introduced Bella to her students as my partner, the word tasting like freedom on her tongue. Bella captured their moments, lazy Sundays in bed with coffee steam curling up. Drives along the coast with the radio blasting indie tunes. Quiet nights where they'd whisper dreams under the covers. The faint hum of the city lulling them. Challenges came. Of course. Chloe's family called. Voices laced with concern. But she stood firm. Her voice steady for the first time. This is me. Mom. And she's everything. Bella faced her own demons. The freelance life's uncertainty. But Chloe's support anchored her. In the end, it wasn't about grand gestures. It was the small things, Bella's hand in hers during a stormy night. The way Chloe's laughter filled the room after a long day. Love, they learned, wasn't a door to fear but a threshold to cross together. 1 year later, under a blooming cherry tree in Washington Park Arboretum, petals drifting like confetti, Bella knelt. Chloe, will you keep this door open with me forever? Yes, Chloe whispered, pulling her up into an embrace. The world fading to just them. And in that moment, the door swung wide, letting in light they'd both craved.